When I was first learning to code, I was given almost no instruction on setting up my dev environment, and I'd struggled so much even just running my first line of code. So I want to ensure that we have a good dev setup and we can easily run our code. The first thing we need to install is node.js. Now node.js is a runtime which will allow us to run JavaScript code. So for this video, we're going to focus on getting JavaScript code up and running. And in the next video, we're actually going to look at how to then use it to run TypeScript code as well. The next thing we need to install is VS Code. VS Code is an IDE, and basically what an IDE is it's a glorified text editor for writing code specifically. Now, in theory, you could use whatever text editor you want. However, a regular text editor isn't going to give you any sort of like syntax highlighting or warning or any additional knowledge about your code. An IDE will really facilitate your code development. VS Code is the most popular IDE for TypeScript specifically. However, there are other IDEs out there that are available, and if you have one that you like, feel free to try it out. I do recommend VS Code though. Now that we have Node and VS Code installed, let's go ahead and try it out and see if we can run some code. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder called demos. We'll open that up, and inside of this folder, I'm going to create my first JavaScript file. For this file, I'm going to name it hello-world.js. And inside of the file, we're just going to have one line of code which just says console.log hello world. Hello world is typically the first program anyone will write, as it's really just a simple program which will just print something back to whoever runs the program, and it will help us verify that we have our environment set up and installed and we actually can run code. Anytime you make changes to your code, you'll want to ensure you save those changes. I'm always just using the keyboard shortcut Control S. You'll notice at the top of your screen, if you have an unsaved change on your file, the file will have a little like solid dot next to the file name. So now that we have our file, we've saved our changes, let's go ahead and open up a terminal. And we can actually open up a terminal directly in VS Code by using either the keyboard shortcut Control tilde, or we can click these little buttons down here on the bottom, and then we can go to terminal. Now in our terminal, we're going to type the command node and then hello-world.js. And when we run this application, it prints back hello world to us. That means that our code is running. We've ran this one line of code. Our dev environment is set up. We can run our code and we're ready to continue on. And next up, we're going to be actually looking at how we can run TypeScript code.